How you doing? I tend to get caught in this little loop of thinking that somebody is acting a certain way to get under my skin or get into my head. And so let's just say there's an interaction and this person says something to me, and my instinct is to kind of smooth it over and to maybe make a joke or make it more lighthearted so that there's no friction or confrontation. This is an old pattern that I used to really employ quite a bit, and I'm coming out of it. I'm realizing that I don't have to try to keep the peace all of the time, and most of the time when I do try to keep the peace, I'm kind of just abandoning myself. I'm not being my authentic self, and I walk away from that confrontation feeling like the victim, feeling like something was done to me, and I oftentimes find myself getting mad at this person or whoever it is. But I realize something, and the thing I realize is that I'm not actually mad at them. I am mad at myself for not expressing myself authentically the way I wanted to in that moment. Maybe I needed to set a boundary, or maybe I just needed to say no, or say something that expressed the way that I felt inside in that moment when I felt like a spike come up on me. And so, really I'm just learning about expression. I'm learning how to express myself authentically, and I think I'm doing a good job at it. It's just a little bit weird because it's I'm not used to it, right? You start doing things and acting different, it's kind of foreign to you. It's foreign to who you are, and it's uncomfortable, and so I haven't quite stabilized into my new self yet, but I'm finding the challenge and the uncomfortable feeling a little bit more pleasant as every day passes. I'm starting to accept everything, and that's a big thing too, is just accepting what is. Not that you need to be bulldozed over or walked on or accept any circumstance, and that's precisely kind of what I'm getting at, is that we accept it, but we also accept that we have a response, and we need to express ourselves, because that's part of the loop that gets us into a lot of anxiety, I think. It's it's like these unfinished loops that our mind is seeing in real life, and the only way that we could close these loops off is by expression, or by saying the thing that needs to be said in the moment. And when they don't get closed, they get stored into the body, they get stored in our nervous system. Pretty strong wind going right now. But they get stored in our nervous system. And the way I think about it is that every time we go through maybe a strong emotion or a strong situation that we don't get to find full closure in, and we didn't express ourselves in, and we didn't close, it's like a piece of deadwood. It's like an old dead tree in a forest. And that tree falls over onto the forest floor. And every time that happens, more deadwood gets piled onto the forest floor. And it's like these little bits of kindling in our internal system start getting layered and layered on top of each other. And then one year, it's a really dry summer, and there's dry lightning with the monsoons coming through. And that kindling sparks, and then the whole forest is turned into a blaze, incinerated. And that lightning strike is akin to like a situation that we're in. It's that the straw that breaks the camel's back, that really just makes you blow up or crash out or whatever. And all of that deadwood, all of those internal things that we've been holding on to, they just go up in a blaze. And so we need to essentially just learn how to burn that deadwood up in the moment, so that it doesn't keep stacking. And part of that is by expression, expressing ourselves purely in the moment. And then the other part of that is to burn it off. And that's nervous system regulation. That is whenever we get a spike of anxiety about anything, a spike of shame or anger, we need to learn how to feel that emotion. We need to feel it, and we need to accept it and not suppress it, not try to soothe it, not try to do anything. Just know that it's part of being human and it's part of being alive. And we don't have to we don't have to be immune to everything in the world. And we're not, and we shouldn't be. And the ways that I've been learning how to express a little bit more myself is, I mean, well, doing this for one, doing these YouTube videos, this is a form of expression for me. It's getting the lessons that I'm learning to come out. It's like stuff that I'm holding on internally, right? And the other ways I've been doing it is doing a lot of journaling. I've been doing a lot of free form, like stream of conscious journaling, where I just, whatever comes to my head, I don't edit it, I just write it down. And you got to treat this journal like it's your deepest darkest secrets, because if really dark shit does come up, you just got to write it down and you got to put it out there. And what I've been noticing is that as I've been writing and doing this more, and just letting it kind of like letting my brain just barf out onto the page, that my writing has gotten a little bit more structured, and I've been able to just express myself more in the moment freely without even thinking about it. It's like you're more conscious. You're not stuck in your head trying to analyze or preemptively do anything in the moment. You're just more conscious and more aware, and you act freely and without overthinking. And so this is the place that is really where we're trying to get to, without trying to, brace for impact all the time. Another way, or another thing that I've been doing is doing a somatic shaking. And this is an interesting one because our energy, like I said, it's like that deadwood. It gets trapped inside of us, and we need an outlet for it to move through us and move through us cleanly. And so I've been going into my garage at night, and I start off really slowly, kind of bouncing on my heels, and give myself some space. And I start just kind of shaking my body. I shake my body, and I convulse, and I let myself, it's a buildup. I warm up to it because I'm kind of old now and I get sore after these little sessions. But for about 5 or 6 minutes, I just let my body convulse and shake and just express itself like like just be fucking weird, be crazy. And you got to be able to do it, freely, where you have some privacy. So I recommend doing that. Just give yourself 5 minutes, try to build up to maybe like 10 minutes. But that has been very freeing. It's like letting this energy move through me. And then immediately right after that, if you could just go and sit and just be as still as possible and feel this energy that has been allowed to move and process through your system, that is another really great like meditation technique that you can do. Is just it's a point where you integrate it, right? You kind of slow down, you settle down, and you feel your body, you feel everything that's moving through it, you feel yourself breathing hard, and you feel the buzz that was generated through that shaking. And these are all just real, like, techniques that I've been trying out, and I'm noticing that I'm I'm changing. I'm altering. I'm kind of in this middle weird zone where I don't necessarily know who I am right now. Like it's a really weird thing because like I've just been shedding. I've been shedding a lot of skins, and sometimes I feel like I don't have a personality, and I don't. It's like I'm waiting for my personality to show itself. I feel like I haven't had humor in a really long time. I feel like I haven't really been social. I don't know how to talk to people. But I'm trying. It's not holding me back from actually doing it. I'm getting out there, and I'm relearning, but I'm just not using the same tools, the survival skills that I developed through the first 35, 40 years of my life. I'm no longer using them anymore. And so I feel a little bit stripped down and raw and bare, and hopefully I'm learning how to interact in the world in a new way that is more filled with presence and more spontaneous and more conscious and more aware and more dense. And so yeah, I hope this helps. I hope what I said, maybe offers you a little bit of insight into what you're going through. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If you like this video, like and subscribe. I'm trying to pour out my own experiences in this life and in this world, and these periods of transformation that I've been going through quite frequently over the last 4 or 5 years. And I'm trying to translate into something that helps others. So thanks for dropping in, stopping by. We'll check you on the next one. All right, peace.